size of the weight category, he was older. I would have said he was from Luton. I'm going to say he was about 53, 54, possibly. He was smaller in weight and in height, and I wasn't even thinking about he could beat me. I was just thinking, right, okay, let's get this guy out the way and basically leave it at that, and it's looking like this guy here is going to be in the final. So I was kind of focused on him, and I was watching his movements, and when we stepped into the ring, I kind of had preempted some of the things that I knew would work against him, and that was pretty much one of the kicks. I was just like, okay, then I'm going to give it a try, and as it was, it came off. So yeah,
quite spectacularly.
I'm sorry, I was no bad.
He looks out cold in the video.
To be honest, the mess of his face after, because I wouldn't say he was out cold, but he was definitely down, and the referee was like, "You all right?" No. And he just sort of went like that. It didn't even take any more because the medics came across, and he was down there for, I don't know, a couple of minutes anyway. And he got up, and it was just out. It was just out there somewhere. And then when it was like 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes after, for the medal celebration sort of thing, and he was on the stand, and his eye by this time had just swollen out there, and I was like,
you're sitting smiling in the picture.
Nah. No, not really. I felt a wee bit bad as well, but I didn't actually put full force into it, because once I connected, I thought, oh, that's going to be nasty. So I did pull back a wee bit, but it's alright. Shit happens, eh?
So you have mentioned that you do have some anxiety before a match.
Yep.
So if you were to categorise it in a level, for example, none, medium, high, extreme, where would you put it?
Low.
And why would you categorise it low?
Because if you asked me the same question 10, 12 years ago when I was back competing for the first time, experience, probably. So if you asked me that same question 12 years ago when I was doing my first fight as a blue belt back into it, I guess my anxiety would have been up there, because you're like totally going into the unknown. The more you compete, the more experience you get. I'm not saying you don't worry about it or you don't get anxious about it, but that anxiety level was way down. Way down.
So you'd say your experience has dropped your anxiety massively?
Yeah.
That's good to know for next year as well, the next study.
You know, Chris, if you're doing your first competition in England, you know, you're going to be, oh fuck, what's happening, who am I up against, and all that. You'll go all these things through. Once you step on the mat, and our local competitions, to be honest, are very, very light contact. So, first of all, I would say, don't ever get anxious about getting hurt, because that's not going to happen. It's no way going to happen. You're still going to worry about your performance possibly, and I hope I don't forget my pattern, and I hope I don't make a cock of myself when I'm sparring and whatnot. But when it comes to anxiety of he's a bigger guy, oh my god, and all the rest of it, I wouldn't worry about that. You've got to totally block that out, because it's very light contact. Honestly, the refs are like straight in there. So any heavy contact, the guy will basically be yellow carded. Next time he'll be off. So yeah.
Some referees have been told. I've been told a lot, by the way, because we got a lot of people. Some let it go, some don't. So some don't encourage hard striking, but let it just by the side. Some don't. What do you see your experience with that is? So some coaches or referees allow quite...
Depends on the level,
Nope.
and it depends on the age.
Nope.
So if you've got, in my experience, from doing Europeans now, is that 4 years? The juniors have never ever done great, and I put that down to their local competitions being too soft. So they've never really expressed themselves properly in a European match, because you tend to find that they're getting smacked about the place. And once they get smacked, they're kind of like up and they're like, whoa, what's that all about? All right, you know, and it's a different level. So if I'm refereeing, if you're a black belt, maybe a red tag black belt, I would have a reasonable amount of contact, because if you want to seriously move up into the next level, then you're going to have to learn to take it. But there again, if it was junior black belts, or I'm saying junior, you know, under sort of 15, 16 sort of thing, you know, you might just calm it down a wee bit.
Well, so looking at myself, I'm not a wee guy. I kind of hide the corner. In terms of force, would you say go for a bit of force, or go for more of the touch rather?
Well,
because
any of sort of the students that I'm training or trained with, I tell them get that first hit in, and it's up to the referee then to say contact, to sports of contact, because they'll basically tell you that's too much contact. It's too much contact, and then you'll know what level to throw it back to. If you go in there and you're kind of just dabbing about, you know what I mean, there's a good chance that the guy will come across and just go bang, and then he'll be like, contact, 1 warning, I think, what is it, 3 warnings, it's a minus point, to be honest. Yeah, I would advise you just to
go hit hard at first.
Hit hard at first, yes, exactly.
So, with your anxiety before the match, you've said you listen to a bit of music and stuff like that. So what is it about the music that helps you relax?
It's usually high energy music. So I say there's a bit of Prodigy in there, there's a bit of just anything that's just a bit more upbeat. And I think it's just a case of you're channeling yourself away from your inner thoughts, everything that's happening around you, and you're just kind of on the music and you're just kind of stretching, doing your own thing.
So would you use it as more of a distraction to take your thoughts away from the fight?
I would think so, yeah, that's probably, yeah.
So with that in mind, so with your fights and that, does anybody or any other thing apart from music help you with your pre-match anxiety?
Usually, again, when we're European, we were quite a knit, the veterans were quite a knit team. So we're all looking out for each other's boards, if you like. So if Mr. Smith, who was minus 72 kilos, you knew he was coming up, it would be like, right, Andy, come on, let's get you ready. And if it was like sparring, we would start doing some drills, some stretching together, and we'd kind of look after each other. You tend to find in the local ones, you don't have that same support network. It's just a case of you and the group that you're in. As for you've got that backup of your mates there.
That's quite a common thing that the clubs don't support the local ones as much. Well, is my experience anyway.
Yeah.
Is it common through here as well? For example, my instructor, Mr. Kelly, doesn't make many competitions, so he's busy a lot. Assistant instructor doesn't go to them either. So it's almost like you're going into the unknown on your own.
Fair point. You tend to find that if it's through in Motherwell, you'll get all the West Coast guys. You'll get the Stirling, kind of Grangemouth sort of area is quite a big contingency. Edinburgh's quite small. Edinburgh, again, they'll have their own competitions. I'm not saying it's a closed competition, it is open to everybody, but it's not advertised very well within everybody, so you tend to find that's more their group. I tend to think it's more about giving the local ones better chance at medals and sort of rewarding them, sort of thing. You'll find that the English, you'll find there'll be a massive Carlisle, is it Warrington maybe? There'll be a massive contingency from there, and then it'll be random pockets from basically a wee bit from Perth, a wee bit from Team Grangemouth, a wee bit from Irvine and whatever. So
I only know there's 2 athletes in my class going.
Is that right? Yeah.
A couple of the ones who usually go are busy, but 2, there's myself and a junior black belt. Say junior.
What about Mr. Lennon's daughter?
She's in Barcelona. She's on a 2-day concert, so she can't go.
She can't go, no.
So she would usually
She's quite good. She's quite good, yeah.
Yeah, Robin.
Robin, yeah.
I've used her for this dissertation as well.
Oh, have you? Nice.